There was a small town nestled between rolling hills, where everyone seemed to know everyone else's business, and secrets were hard to keep. Emily, a woman in her mid-30s, had been married to her husband Mark for 10 years. Mark was a good man, quiet, dependable, and hard-working, but he was also somewhat distant, consumed by his career and often absent from the things that mattered most at home. Emily, on the other hand, had grown restless. She had once been full of dreams and excitement, but over the years, the monotony of her life with Mark left her feeling empty. She longed for something more, something she couldn't quite define. Enter George, Mark's father. George was a widower in his early 60s, with a quiet intensity about him. He had a rugged charm and a certain presence that had always intrigued Emily. He was a man of few words, but when he spoke, people listened. Over the years, Emily and George had formed a friendship, one built on shared stories and the occasional glass of wine in the evening. One winter evening, when Mark had been away on a business trip, Emily invited George over for dinner. It wasn't unusual. They'd spent time together before, chatting about old times and catching up, but this night felt different. There was an unspoken tension in the air as they sat across from each other at the dinner table. After dessert, George stood up to leave, but he didn't go immediately. He lingered, looking at Emily in a way that was different from before. She could feel the warmth of his gaze, and for the first time, she noticed how much he had aged like fine wine. "Are you okay, Emily?" he asked, his voice low and concerned. She looked up at him, caught off guard by the intensity of his question. "I'm just not sure anymore, George." He took a step closer, and before Emily knew it, his hand was on her shoulder, grounding her in that moment. She wasn't sure who moved first, but they found themselves in each other's arms. The kiss was soft at first, tentative, but it deepened quickly, as if both of them had been waiting for this moment without realizing it. The affair began as a secret, a brief escape from the life Emily felt trapped in. But as time went on, the meetings became more frequent. It wasn't just about physical attraction, it was something deeper, a longing for connection and understanding that neither of them had found elsewhere. George, despite his age, gave Emily something her husband never did: attention, affection, and the feeling that she was truly seen. Eventually, Emily found herself at a crossroads. She loved Mark, in her own way, but she couldn't deny the pull she felt toward George. Guilt gnawed at her, but it didn't stop her from continuing.